Hey, it's your girl Lavinia Masters, and I'm stealing away real quick to talk about your rope and what is the purpose of your rope. I've said it in boardrooms, in training sessions, and behind podiums across this country. I don't believe in micromanaging. I believe in giving you tools to succeed and enough to hang yourself if that's what you choose. Now, before you clutch your pearls, let me explain. The rope I speak of is symbolic. It represents opportunity, responsibility, freedom, and choice. It's the slack you're given when someone trusts you to lead, to build, to advocate. But it's also the same rope that can become a noose if you misuse it. If you ignore the tools, the wisdom, and the divine guidance placed in your path. So I ask you again today, what is the purpose of your rope? We're all given rope, right? In every season of life, we're handed rope. Sometimes it looks like a job title. Sometimes it's a platform. It's a relationship. It can be a ministry, a moment of influence. Sometimes it's the quiet opportunity to do the right thing when no one is watching you. But here's the truth. Rope is neutral. It's not inherently good or bad. It becomes what you make it. You can use it to build bridges. You can use it to pull someone out of a pit. You can use it to anchor yourself in a storm, or you can just twist it up into a trap, one that you set for yourself. Let's look at scripture real quick. The Bible is full of people who were handed rope, given opportunity of authority, freedom, and had to decide what to do with it. Let's start with Judas. Matthew 27:3-5. Judas was given proximity to Jesus. He walked with the Messiah. He saw miracles. He was entrusted with the money bag. That was his rope. But instead of using it to serve, he used it to betray. And in the end, he literally hung himself with the rope of his own choices. Matthew 27:5 said, so Judas threw the money into the temple and left. Then he went away and hanged himself. Judas just didn't lack access. He lacked alignment. He didn't lack opportunity. He lacked obedience. Now let's go check out Samson real quick. In Judges 13:16, Samson was born with divine purpose. He had supernatural strength and a calling to deliver Israel. This was his rope, but he used it recklessly, chasing women, ignoring God's instructions, and revealing his secret to Delilah. Eventually, he was bound with literal ropes and taken captive. Judges 16:20 says, then she called Samson, and the Philistines are upon you. He awoke from his sleep and thought, I'll go out as before and shake myself free. But he did not know that the Lord had left him. Samson's downfall wasn't a lack of power. It was a lack of purpose. And then let's go check out King Saul real quick before I move on. In 1 Samuel 15, Saul was an anointed king. He had authority. He had favor and divine instruction. That was his rope. But he chose disobedience over obedience, ego over humility. He spared what God told him to destroy. And that rope unraveled his reign. 1 Samuel 15:23 says, because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. Saul didn't lose his crown overnight. He lost it thread by thread. Each time he ignored God's voice. So let me ask you again, what's the purpose of your rope? So now let me flip the script a little bit. Let's go into resilience and righteousness in the Bible and choosing the right use for your rope. Let's start with Esther in 4:14. Esther was given favor, beauty, and position. That was her rope. She could have stayed silent, but she chose courage. She used her rope to save her people. Esther 4:14 says, and who knows what you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Esther didn't just survive. She stood. She spoke. She saved. And how can we forget Joseph? We always compare ourselves to Joseph, right? Joseph in Genesis 37 through 50, Joseph was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. But he never let go of the rope of purpose. He used every setback as a setup, and eventually he became second in command of Egypt. Genesis 50:20 says, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Joseph's rope wasn't always visible, but he held on anyway. So what does this mean for you? You've been given rope, each and every one of you. You have been given, 1, the rope of time. How are you spending it? 2, the rope of talent. Are you using it to build or to boast? 3, the rope of testimony. Are you sharing it or are you hiding it? And 4, the rope of tools. Are you applying them or are you ignoring them in your life? You see, in corporate America, I learned quickly that watching over shoulders doesn't build leaders. It builds fear. So I stopped micromanaging. I started resourcing. I gave people rope and watched what they did with it. Some built ladders, some built legacies, some built lives. But the rope was the same. The difference was the decision. So once again, what are you doing? What is the purpose of your rope? We are all called to purpose. And so what is the purpose of your rope? Are you using it to rescue others from despair, reinforce your values and convictions, reach higher ground, or are you using it to retreat into compromise? God has given you access, but access without accountability leads to sabotage. Deuteronomy 30:19 says, I call heaven and earth to witness against you today, and I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life. Choose life. Choose legacy. Choose to use your rope with wisdom. So how does my rope play into resilience? How does your rope play into resilience? Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about building forward. It's about knowing when to tie a knot and hold on, when to extend a hand, and when to cut ties with what no longer serves you purpose. You are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are not without rope. You must decide. Will you use it to climb, to connect, to create, or will you let it become the very thing that undoes you? The choice is yours. The rope is yours. And the purpose is waiting. So I ask again as I close, what is the purpose of your rope? Okay, gotta go get back to the business why I'm here. And I love you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the filter. It's a distraction for me, but for some reason, everybody loves filters. Bye-bye.